right, welcome to the first episode of Catholic Conversations, a new podcast from the Diocese of Syracuse. I'm the host, Joelle Zarnowski, and today I'm joined by Gabby Pattwell, our digital specialist, to talk about our podcast and
Hi, Joelle.
What to expect. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So with the podcast, obviously, this is a new venture that we're going into and something that we're both really excited about. It's a new platform for us to engage with the faithful of the diocese. So how do you feel like that rolls into the things that you've been doing for the last several years with communications?
Yeah, absolutely. So I came on a couple of months before Bishop Lucia was ordained and installed in 2019, I believe. Yeah. So since then, we've seen a lot. We've seen coronavirus. We've seen a lot of changes with the diocese and the world that have directly affected our digital needs and communications. We rolled out less than a year ago a new website, and we're about to see a new Catholic Sun magazine with our diocesan newspaper. So that's so exciting. This was just cherry on top that you came up with and thought about. So I'm really excited to see where it goes and all the new guests that you're bringing on.
Yeah. So you've seen kind of like the transition of the way that we're interacting with the people in the diocese through your role here. And, you know, we started out just with Facebook. Since then, we've added things like Instagram, Twitter. Yep. Now we're on TikTok, which is huge. Mm-hmm. So all of that is super exciting. And I feel like we have so many things going on. What are you most excited to see come out of all of these things? Like, how do you think they kind of like meld together?
Yeah. It's so interesting seeing all of these different mediums serving different people and different needs throughout the diocese. So even our TikTok is, we know for a fact because of analytics, is reaching a younger crowd. We know that our diocesan website is now better serving our staff and our followers and friends and family around the diocese. And I'm excited that this is our kind of, not last vein, because anybody in the marketing communications know there's going to be a new vein tomorrow.
Right.
But I'm excited to see the new content again from the guests and topics that you're going to be having this winter and spring and summer and all year round, because we're going to be covering it all. Everyone, I was talking to you, you should see Joelle's lineup of speakers. This is going to be great. Keep taking pictures. And I'm excited the most for this podcast to meet with different people and have a one-on-one look into their testimonies and their ideas just on everything Catholic and just daily life.
That's awesome. So I know over the past, I've seen a couple of really cool things that you've done with especially some of our priests, like with the synod and vocations. And there's this kind of like levity to some of the stuff that you've done. And I know that I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that with this podcast, like see the more relaxed side of our Catholic faith, because while yes, our faith is really serious, there's a lot of joyfulness that goes with it. And there can be humor as well. So if you had like a dream topic that we could cover that would be like super laid back and fun, what's something that you would want to see us like talk about?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah. I just from a personal podcast listener, I love hearing, I mean, obviously everybody around the diocese and everybody knows, a lot of these people are my coworkers. So Bishop Lucia, Danielle Cummings, our Chancellor and Director of Communications, my ideal podcast would just be having them come on, and I'm excited because this will be happening with this podcast. I'm excited to just hear their actual, real, raw thoughts on Advent, the Advent season, the Lenten season, and whatever your topics are. I know that that's like a vague answer. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe Bishop Lucia's hidden talent. I don't know. Does he have a cooking talent? Does he enjoy NASCAR? I don't know. These are the things I would like to find out through your podcast.
Yeah. I know we have some priests out there that have some hidden talents. Yes. So I would imagine that our bishop has one as well.
Yes.
We've got some musicians
out
there.
Yeah.
Some really good cooks, I'm understanding.
A lot of pet owners.
A lot of pet owners.
Which is always fun to see their little furry friends.
I would be happy to have
bring them on.
All of the animals. Like I don't even need the human. Like just bring on the dog. That's great. No, and then I know we're gonna see a lot of that in the magazine as well. So I feel like, you know, the podcast and the magazine really are gonna kind of go hand in hand. We're gonna have a lot of evergreen content that, like, maybe you want to listen to it on your way into work or on your way home, or maybe you don't get to listen to it for a couple of weeks because you're super busy, but it's content that you can go back to in a couple of weeks and it's still going to be relevant and it's going to be fresh and inspiring.
Absolutely.
And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to give people some things that they can take away and kind of like put into their daily life to really enhance their faith.
Yeah.
So that's something that I know I'm really excited about, and hearing stories from people across the diocese. I know we have some really amazing lay people doing amazing things in our diocese, and I can't wait to have them on and like telling their stories and just hearing it from them. Like, we
in
have
real
a lot
time.
of that. Right, exactly. Like we hear it, you know, we read the articles in the Catholic Sun and we read the articles in the paper, but there's only so much that you can fit into that space. Whereas like this can be a more in-depth conversation. So like, maybe they're featured in the Sun, but then we have them on the podcast and we can just get so much more, and you can hear their voice and hear their emotion. And it's just a different level that I'm really looking forward to.
And that's like that. You bring up a really cool point, because that's something that we are open to too. And I'm talking to all the viewers and listeners. We have planned out topics. Joelle is going to bring on guests that want to speak to certain things, biblical things, religious things, Catholic things, but we also want to hear about the spaghetti dinner at Pompeii, and we want to have people coming on and talking about all the things our parishes, cemeteries, and schools are doing like we have in the past. But this is just an opportunity, and we will have some type of box on our website or message as email or communications at Sardio, and we'll give your story a little look if you want to come on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to have people submit stuff. Like if there's something that you know that's going on like in the area where you live.
Yes.
Especially the areas like our rural areas. I feel like so often we don't see them because they might be a little bit smaller, and maybe they don't have the means that some of our larger parishes have to get their stuff out there. And I would really love to see those stories. I would love to hear about them.
Yeah.
We obviously aren't able to be everywhere all the time, so we need eyes and ears like out there telling us, hey, this really cool thing's going on. You should feature it.
Absolutely.
And I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I would love that kind of engagement from people. And I'm sure we'll find other ways to have people engage with the podcast too. Like we want this to be like a group conversation. It's
like,
not
share,
just the two of
follow.
us. Yeah. Like it's not just the two of us sitting here having a conversation. We want like everybody involved.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. And I know like coming up, we're going to have everything for Advent, and then we're going to get into the Jubilee year. And that's going to be really exciting to see the things that are happening there. And then we get into the new year, and then we're into Lent. And it's like, we just have so much that happens in this diocese that this just gives us another avenue to kind of like bring that into people's homes, into their car, into their office. Like throw your AirPod in when you're doing something at work and listen to it. It's great. And I'm so thrilled that this was something that our team was all on board about and that we're able to make this happen, because I really think that we're just going to reach people in a way that we've never been able to before.
That's the best part.
Yeah. I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be super great. So coming up, we're going to have Advent, like I said, and we're going to talk about like Immaculate Conception, and we're going to get some insight into that maybe more deeply than we have in the past, ways that people can prepare for Christmas during Advent, fun things that they can do like with their families or on their own. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Christmas story. Like you can't have Christmas without the Nativity.
Yes.
And I'm excited to hear the guests that we're going to have. I'm excited to hear their take for that. And then just looking back on this past year, all the things that we've done over the last year as we get closer to a new year, the Jubilee year, and just kind of bringing that all together and starting new. And I'm just really excited. I think it's great. And I think it's great that we're starting this with the new liturgical year.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we can
perfect timing.
Follow it right along.
Catholic conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. So This is where I didn't think far enough about a wrap up. And how long have we even been going? Because it feels like 15 minutes. Did we make it 10 minutes? Yeah, yes. We did it. Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Engage with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to find us there. And just keep an eye out for the next episode.
Thanks.